Yeah, when David didn't work, I sat back and I was thinking, I said, as an actor, what more can I do to prove myself? So my confidence as an actor has never gone down. I can do any language. I'm doing Saaho right now in Telugu,
Yes.
Tamil and Hindi. We are catering to an audience that live on perception.
Even the industry. We've interviewed you in all your films.
Right.
There was a phase when you had a tough time, like a 3G and all those,
Yeah.
that phase when you were having quite a few films, like solo films.
And they didn't work.
And they didn't work at all. And the fact is, we were just discussing, in fact, I was speaking to Fennel as well, and we were discussing that you were good in all the films. Like 3G, your performance, I've seen it. Like no one can find
David.
fault with your. David, I think David was a very good film.
Yeah, David again,
was a very good film and a very good performance.
Yeah, when David didn't work, I sat back and I was thinking, I said, as an actor, what more can I do to prove myself? I've done Khoon Maaf recently, I've done David.
Yes, we discussed Khoon Maaf.
So, you know, when Khoon Maaf and a film like Khoon Maaf and David don't do well, and they don't work on box office, then people subconsciously start analyzing your career for you. Not that you're having any doubt for yourself as an actor. So my confidence as an actor has never gone down. I'm extremely confident about myself. That's why I can go and do a film in Tamil and win all the awards out there. You know, for my debut film, Kathi. I can do any language. I'm doing Saaho right now in Telugu,
Yes.
Tamil and Hindi.
Right.
All three simultaneously. Now, I'm not scared about myself as an actor, but what happens is we are catering to an audience that live on perception.
Even the industry.
Even the industry, for that matter, you know, and why not? I mean, it's business after all. So as business and pure business, if I can speak so, that some people want to just be associated with people who are successful, that it might just be attractive, which initially in the start of my career I didn't really analyze or understand too much. Not that I do it now either. That's why, to balance myself and my sanity, I also do films like Hindu Sarkar, which will again put me out there as an actor and say, you know, there's a bankable actor, he's credible.
Excellent performance. There's absolutely.
Thank you. So
we'll talk about that.
yeah.
We'll talk
So yeah, and then that phase was extremely difficult because there were many films coming my way. I was not sure of which ones to take up on. Then I just sat back for a couple of months and I said, you know what, let me just kind of revamp my strategy a bit. And then I wanted to be associated with the correct filmmakers who would be making correct cinema also, but reaching out to a larger audience. Because eventually, if your film does not do well, it means that you're not connecting with your audience somewhere. You're not reaching out to them. And luckily for me, I started extremely young. I'm not that old as yet.
You don't look from anywhere.
Thank you. So I'm not that old. So I would consider myself as an actor who's got some time in hand.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to bridge that gap between the audience and me. So I gave it some time to just bridge the gap and get connected with them again, being associated with big films and the correct films, I may say.
Absolutely. And I think the best part about a good actor is that I think age is never a barrier.
Exactly.
I think you're tremendously young, so there is actually, I don't think that you should be even talking about that. Now, what I was trying to say earlier was that you've seen that phase, and now you're having this phase where you're having one film after another, which is most importantly because many times people judge you more by the box office in many ways.
The success ratio.
Exactly. Yeah. And rather than just taking that thing into account, that as to how good you've been as an actor. Has that been like a conscious decision? Is it like a hunger that you feel? Is it like a conscious decision that you want to prove as well? And please be honest about it, because you know we understand the industry many times because they can be rather insensitive to the fact that an actor is good and he's not trying to be part of all the camps and everything and not trying to placate people in the interviews. See, but he's good.
To be very,
he should be getting a better deal.
I completely understand this, the question. And in fact, a few years back, maybe I would be slightly more, gullible or vulnerable to probably put the blame on somebody else. But I feel that as I've understood, as much as I've worked, is like I said, the fraternity is beautiful, the family is amazing, the people are very giving out here. Everyone has their own phases of life. Each one's investments are very heavy into the film. It's business eventually, end of the day. So each one individually has to prove themselves. There are phases that many actors have gone through. Yes, I will say that there are many other actors who have been very lucky with their friend circle or people who've pulled them out of the dark.
Absolutely.
Which is nice, and God bless them. I've just had to pull myself out of it. I started off my career with major struggle. I reached to a certain level all on my own, with obviously the help of all my directors who did believe in me and support me, and my producers. And then I went through a phase, but slow and steady, I'm trying to negate that negative effect completely and bridge that gap, like I said. And I'm glad that I've gotten the willpower in me, I would say, to slightly work harder and be focused just on work and not blame anybody else.
That's a wonderful attitude.
Yeah. Rather than focus on my work.
Karam karo.
Yeah. So instantly, right after that phase, I was so frustrated as an actor that I started doubting myself, and that's the reason why I didn't sign a film for almost a year. And then Murugadoss sir came, and he asked me to do Kathi, and I sat back and I said, should I or should I not? I said, okay, let me think about it. I loved the role. I loved the character. But that time, no actors were, commercial, mainstream actors. No, none of them were planning to go down south and do, bridge that gap between South and Bollywood. Yeah. And so Hindi and South Indian languages are completely different cinema, So I thought that was very interesting. And I said, let me go and do it. It's a challenge for me. And I went and I learned the language. For me, I just sharpened my axe completely. Sometimes you go into a forest and start chopping down trees. You cut down thousands of trees, but you don't realize that you're taking more time because you haven't taken that extra 5 minutes to sharpen your axe. So I just took my time, I sharpened my axe, and I went chopping down trees again. So I learned the language, I went down south, I met Murugadoss. I mugged the language up so well that I mugged my script up. He was extremely ecstatic. Vijay sir was very, very happy. Kathi became what it became. It became a blockbuster. I won so many praises to begin with, so many fans, so many awards for the film, that it reinstilled that confidence in me as an actor. And I won the awards not as a debutant, but I won it in a category which had stalwart actors performing in a category of best actor in negative role. Absolutely. Where already you have some really powerful performers from down south. So as my debut film, to go and win an award in that category was nailing it for me. Then it re-instilled my confidence, like I said. Right. Then by the grace of God, I got Prem Ratan Dhan Bhayo. Right. So simultaneously I was working on that. You cannot not do a Salman Khan starrer film. Absolutely. And that too directed by Mr. Suraj Barjatia. Yeah. You have to be a part of that film. Right. And what a lovely film it was. It connected with the people, with the audiences, and instantly it kind of got me back in the talk point. Everyone knew that, okay, there is this guy who still exists, Neil. He's still around there. And I was happy about that. And then, of course, to balance the entire act again, I got Wazir. So I was very happy that I get to go and perform with Mr. Bachchan. Right. In again a very interesting and impactful character. And luckily for me, Faridun, screen time has never been a matter for me.
It should not actually.
As an actor, I don't consider that as intimidating at all. You give me 5 minutes in Wazir and I'll do my job. You give me 15 minutes in Golmaal, I'll do my job. You give me how much ever time.
People are reacting to Golmaal again when you come in the finale. We won't talk much about it, but the thing is that I think we were just discussing that a short while back with Anand as well, that people react actually in that particular moment.
Hi guys, this is Nitin Mukesh and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.